So today, what we're going to talk about is mindset. Now, this is going to be a lecture, so there's not going to be any type of cool gear. There's not going to be any type of excursions or anything like that. I'm not going to talk about survival. I'm going to talk about mindset. Now, myself, I have a very long history in the military, security contractor, and civil service, and a whole bunch of other jobs that I've had, okay? So my experience is broad, it's wide. If you're someone that gets offended by some of the things that I might say that are sensitive and you need a safe space, then maybe this is not the video for you. I'm warning you right now that this is just going to be a lecture. If you want to grab a pen and paper, if you want to grab a cup of coffee, go do so. Some of the things I'm going to talk about are important if you are going to have that warrior mindset. And what I mean by that is you don't have to be a soldier or a Marine or anything like that. What you do have to do is be totally independent from your government, from your state, from your job, from friends, from family. You have to be a mountain upon yourself. And it doesn't mean you can't be friendly. It doesn't mean you don't love people, your family. It just means that you have to set your mind right if you have to accomplish some of those missions. And I'm going to use it in a military context, but also as a civilian, you really should learn to deal with things and be less comfortable. Comfortability has a road that just makes you dive down because we're always looking for that comfort, right? So the stuff that I wrote down is just going to be about a bunch of bullet points, and I'll talk about those bullet points as well. But like I said, if you're sensitive to like certain things, it's not going to be a political show. I'm not talking about politics. I'm not talking about economics. I'm not talking about, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a psychiatrist. All right, I didn't go to school for those types of things. But I think as a person that wants to be prepared needs to harden up, okay? America is very, very soft right now. So I'll give you a minute, grab your coffee, all that stuff. Everything I did, I just wrote down in my book, and I'm just going over my notes. And that's one thing that I would like to do, and maybe you should do, is, there goes my pen, but write things down as you go out through your day, and we'll talk a little bit about that as well. But again, you know, it definitely helps me, and maybe it will help you. So let's talk about the first thing, all right? The first thing is physical, your physical fitness, okay? Again, like I said, if you're overweight, you know it, okay? So sort out your health, go to a doctor, lose weight, right? Get a better diet, look for non-pharmaceutical fixes, okay? Makes sense? Work out at least 3 times per week. And what I mean by that is, listen, everybody has their own physical limitations. I myself, as an older guy, as I get older, my knees, my back, all those kind of things, they kind of hurt. So I used to run 7 miles and no problem, and now if I run a couple of those, it hurts. I'm not telling you to be a David Goggins or one of those crazy guys. That's great if you can do it. Understand that every time you exercise, there is going to be some pain involved, because pain equals progress. You decide, again, go to the doctor first just to make sure that you're physically able to do so, and get off your ass. It's that simple. If you can't get off your ass, diet. Food has a lot to do with the way you feel, the way you perform, all that stuff. As you watch some of my videos, you could probably see that I've lost a bunch of weight, and all I really did was get rid of the sugars and get rid of the carbs. That's it. So I eat meat, I eat vegetables. Occasional, I'll have like a snack that's not good for me, or like a cheat day. I'm not a nutritionist, but I can tell you that I feel better, I think better, I sleep better, I don't have so much hypertension anymore. I used to get really bad headaches. You know, all that stuff has gone away. And that's just done by losing weight. So take care of your physical health. It will harden you up. It'll make you feel better. It'll make you look better. So if you're looking for somebody, then obviously, but this is just general stuff. If you'll know if you're overweight. I don't even have to say it anymore, okay? If you look in the mirror and you don't like what you see, fix it. And fix it now. It's not going to be overnight. Don't look for a miracle cure. Don't take pills. Fix it, okay? That's what you need to do. All right, subject 2, sort out your mental health. Okay, go to a doctor. Decompress from stress. All right, decompress from stress. You need to have an avenue to decompress. For me, it's knife making. It makes sense, right? I put on my headphones, I put all my protection equipment, I go on the grinder and I grind, and nobody bothers me. The world is blocked out. I'm just making a beautiful piece of art and sending it to one of you guys, and I sort out. That's my decompression. Maybe it's a cigar, maybe it's going for a hike, going for a walk. Find an avenue to decompress. Not the couch, all right? Not the couch, not the a fifth of Jack Daniels, not the case of beer. That's not decompression, okay? 90% of in your head is not true, all right? This is, if you ever, and that's a book that I'm reading now, Marcus Aurelius, Meditations. Please read that. That's a very, very good book. Philosophy, etc. Whatever we put on the fire is fuel. So you might be at work, you might be thinking that someone's talking crap about you or whatever, and you're thinking and you're thinking and you're thinking and you're thinking, and then what happens is you're throwing all these negative thoughts on that fire, and that fire is getting bigger and bigger, and the next time you see that person, you might snap, punch them in the face, or just basically dislike them, and it had nothing to do with you. Maybe that person is having a bad day, right? So those are the kind of things that I'm talking about, all right? Be a master of your emotions. Be an island. It costs you nothing to listen to somebody. Okay, so be a master of your emotions is hard. It's difficult. A lot of times listening has a lot to do with that. That's why I kind of threw it in the same. How many people say they're a good listener and are not? They're just listening for the next lull in the conversation to get that voice across. You are not a good listener. You are not listening. You're just listening for the pause in the sentence to make that next step. That does not make you a good listener. You need to listen to people, not because they're your boss, not because they are superior to you, because that's a lot of things, that ego thing kind of messes you up, but because they might give you a piece of information that you didn't have before, because that might make you a better person. That might be a little snippet of information that will make you a better person, or make a better product, or sell a better widget. Listen, actual practice listening. Everybody, including your kids, have a point to get across. It might come garbled, or it might come into some type of, gibberish, or maybe you don't understand it, but their world as a kid is this big. Your world as an adult is this big. If you're not listening to what they're saying, you're just not listening. So you got to be a better listener. And again, master your emotions. If you're mastering your emotions, that means you don't need to, people can read you better than you think they can. 90% of your language is your body language, all right? So if you could master that, people don't need to know what you're thinking until you're ready to speak, all right? You become basically an island unto itself, or a shell, okay? If you ever watch Jocko Willink, he's really good at it. He masters his emotions a lot. He just looks like this stone-faced warrior the whole time. That takes a lot of time and practice, and he doesn't do it to be a jerk, or he doesn't do it to be a crazy psycho. He does it because he's actually listening to what you're saying, and then he's going to make a comment. The biggest problem that we have as humans is we just want to be heard, and we just put gibberish out there, and we just blah 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 blah, and it might not be the right thing. Okay, so time. This is huge. All right, making time. Get up early. All right, getting up early has to do with getting up before the sun comes up, not 9 o'clock in the morning. That's not early. Your time is the most important thing that we have on this planet. It does not come back. So once you wasted that time, you don't get it back. It's the only commodity we cannot get back. All right? You can make more money, you can buy new things, you can, go on another trip, but you don't get that time back. That time spent with people is important. Make sure your time is being used wisely. Do not let people waste your time. All right, it's that simple. learn to say no. It's that simple. I've had people that, again, like, we're all social beings. We have to be social beings. And, well, we have to go here. We have to go there. Every single weekend, if you're going to another birthday party or another parade or another dance club or another this or another bar, you're wasting your time, all right? What could you be doing to better prepare yourself for whatever it is, okay? There has to be a level of priority with your time, okay? Don't waste mine. If you want to go hang out with your friends, go hang out with your friends, but that just means that there's other things that aren't getting done during that day, during that week, during that year, and if you add up all the time that you wasted a lot of time. And guess what? Nobody gets off this earth alive. We are all going to die. It's that simple. Don't waste your time in the youth. I know everybody says if I had it back, I would do things over. Do it now, all right? All right, another one, put your phone down. If you're watching this on your phone, I get it, you know, it's very simple. You're wasting your time. The first thing you do if you get up in the morning is turn on your phone and look at it, stop it. Give it 30 minutes to an hour to wake up. It sets your mood, it sets your brain right, okay? Your brain needs to wake up, needs to adjust, you need to get breakfast, you need to get your PT in, whatever it is, before you get on that phone. Also, the other side of that is put the phone down to go to sleep. I know people, I have insomnia, I can't sleep. You know why? Because you're on your damn phone looking for Instagram likes. Stop it, cut it out. Turn that damn phone off, all right? Go to sleep. Don't turn it on for at least an hour before you go to bed, after you go to bed. Stop it. What you're doing is you're looking through all your Instagram, not for good stuff, which of course is nice. You're looking for negative stuff, right? Who gave me a thumbs down? Who gave me, a negative comment so I can get into internet wars? Screw that. Get rid of it, all right? You don't need that negativity in your life. Make a schedule and keep it, all right? Allow for some fudge factor. So basically, I used to do a schedule where every single line was filled out. It's no good. Do 2 or 3 things on there so you know you can accomplish them, you feel accomplished, and then allow for fudge factor. Car broke down, got to pick up the kids, whatever, okay? Allow that kind of thing, time, all right? If you are going to meet somebody, this is huge, be there 15 minutes early. Whatever appointment, meeting, whatever. You remember that first day when you went on your first interview, you were there almost an hour early, you found a parking spot, you got your coffee, you used the bathroom, you did everything you were supposed to do to look perfect for that first interview. And then if you got hired, like, a couple months later, you started showing up on time, and then a couple months after that, 15 minutes late, then 20 minutes late, all right? You're failing. You're completely failing. Every single time somebody asks you to be there 15 minutes prior. That is a respect level that you will never get back. If you become late every single time, you are late to that meeting. You are late to hanging out with that person. You don't respect them. You don't respect their time. Don't let people waste your time, okay? Another thing is kind of obvious is snooze button, all right? Why? Get up early. Don't hit the snooze button. Don't allow yourself to be weak. That's what you're doing. You're allowing yourself to be weak. Get up. Another subject, owning the day. Again, get up early, work out before everybody else. Lay out your clothes the day before and make your lunch the day before. Ensure that you are mentally ready to take on the task. Include your family in the planning. All right, so this is something, again, owning the day, seizing the day, carpe diem, and all that other fancy words. If you get up early, you own the day. If you get up late, the day owns you. Think about it this way. If I have to get up and go to work, I want to be up early when everybody's still asleep. I could brush my teeth, take a shower, do my business, get a breakfast in, maybe get a run in. I own that day. I'm already ahead of the game. Now think about it this way. I get up late. I hit the snooze button. Right? Now I'm late for work. Now I hit traffic. Now I gotta run and go get some crappy bagel or muffin because I wasn't able to eat a healthy breakfast. I ate a crappy breakfast. Now I'm tired because I didn't get up, I didn't get my PT, so I start guzzling coffee. You see how this day starts to own you? Your boss gets on top of you, now you're pissed off and you're aggravated because you had to drink 4 cups of coffee to wake up because you couldn't get up early. Own the day. Don't let the day own you. When you get up early, make your damn bed. I know that sounds crazy. I know nobody does it. Make your damn bed. Why? Because it sets the tone for the day. It sets the tone. All right, at the end, give yourself some time to reflect on the day's end. Did you complete all your tasks? Makes sense. This is actually a pretty good one. You cannot control people. You can control how you react to what people do. All right, that's another one for meditations. Most people don't know how to act. So yes. So again, making your bed. What I typically try to do is I like to have tasks. Again, do your scheduling, all right, whatever it is, and then at the end of the day, write them down. Make sure that you completed all those tasks. If you didn't complete those tasks, reflect onto it. So at the end of the day, before you go to bed, again, when everybody is asleep, you owned that day. You kicked its ass. Okay, you did whatever you had to do. Go back into your book, go back into your journal, and see if you can do something better. Can you add one more project to it? We don't know, right? Something like that. People are gonna piss you off. People are gonna get in your shit. They're gonna annoy you. You're gonna get nasty grams. You can't control the world. You cannot. As much as you try, as much as you fight, there's always somebody else that's gonna be a jerk. I guarantee I'm gonna get some comments down below how this was a stupid thing, right? You can control how you react to it. Okay? Again, this goes with that whole thing about stone face, listen to people, whatever. Maybe the first comment that you get, or maybe the comment that you get was not actually pointed at you at all, but you took it because you're an emotional ego mess, which most people are. Okay? Take a minute, relax, breathe, think about what that person said. Is that person really being negative towards you, or maybe it's something else? Okay, I'm not saying be a pushover. Certainly don't be a pushover. Maybe it is time to get into somebody's face, okay? But think about it. Is it worth it? Okay? Some lunatic I never met in my life says something negative to me, whether online or in person. They have no effect on me. I don't know who you are. We were never friends. We never drank beers. We never surfed together. You're just a wacko behind a keyboard or some knucklehead that I met in the street. Maybe you need medication. I don't know. It's not important to me. All right. So, conflicts. This is another one. How do I deal with conflicts? Again, define if it's something in your control to change. The Serenity Prayer, right? Serenity Prayer. You know, Lord, give me the strength to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the things that I can't. Something like that. All right. Serenity Prayer. I know I butchered that. I'm sorry. If you know it, then you can put it in the comments. Take your emotions out of the equation. All right, it's very simple. Again, you don't know what's going on in that person's head. Smile. Smile. Increases positive energy and will help you think better. It is proven fact that when you smile, there's a chemical change in your brain that actually lowers your stress level and helps you think better. Think about that just by doing this. Okay? Smile. Think about it. Let other people lose their minds. You have to be in control. You have to be the master of your emotions. All right. Step back in their perspective. What are the repercussions? What are your goals? All right. That's a big one. The goals. Goals are huge. All right. If my objective for the whole day is just to have a good day, I'm not going to let you mess that up. I'm not going to let you do something that's going to piss me off. Smile. All right. Again, maybe that person had a bad day. Maybe it's something that, had nothing to do with you. They're having some other problems at home. We don't know. Okay. Step back, take a look at their perspective, that kind of thing. If they're a friend of yours, sure. If they're not a friend of yours, go find a safe space, right? Okay. I kind of covered this before. How do I become a better person, right? So again, better person, better preparedness, a stronger mind, right? Stronger body. Listen, calculate all angles, all right? You need to be a calculating person. We do not live in a safe place anymore. The United States is not safe. People of other powers, other influences will try to take everything they can away from you. This is why you need to be self-independent. Make a plan, act on it. Know what your needs are, All right, that's huge. Know what your needs are. So if I have a family of 4, how many calories do they eat per day? Do I have enough food to be completely independent? Right? Simple, right? Can you truly be happy for another person? This is huge, right? That's very difficult. I could be very happy for a person that's a loved one, a family member. Can you be truly happy for a person that's a friend and or, let's say, a coworker and or somebody that is, just a stranger? A lot to master there. A lot to think about. And I just don't mean generally happy, like, oh, you got a new promotion, great, good job. Does that affect me in any way? No. Me saying that makes me a good person or makes me acknowledge that that person has done well, done a good job. But there's really no correlation between us. Am I truly happy? No, I'm just glad that my friend or this guy that I know got a better job, okay? So that's one of the things you got to kind of think about. Like, am I really truly saying this because I mean it, or am I just saying it because that's what we do in society? Be a hero of your own story. All right, so I'm going to talk a little bit about being a hero of your own story. So being a hero of your own story is, and I always take this back to a time when there's the most miserable time of your life is when, let's say, a loved one dies, okay? Are you going to be the person that is crying and miserable and lets everybody handle everything? Or are you going to be the type of person that says, listen, I will take care of all the arrangements. I will make sure he is buried properly. I will make sure he has religious services. I will make sure he has, if he's a veteran, I'll call the VA. I will get a flag for him. That's being a hero. If somebody gets screwed on a job or a project, you go and talk to the boss and tell him or that person, you know what? He's got a lot on his plate. Give me that project. That's being a hero. All right, when your son is not really good at a game or something like that, you go and talk to him and make him a better player. That's being a hero of your own story, of your own life, all right? You being overweight, acknowledging that you are unhealthy and fixing it, okay? Work on your marriage, work on your relationships, work on your job. Be a hero of your own story. It sounds really good, but doing it every day is very, very difficult. Bonding a relationship that is completely shattered from childhood, right? Really tough to do. These are really hard problems because we're emotional beings. Human beings are very emotional humans. Regardless of what you say, we are driven by our emotions as human beings. Very difficult, okay? Big goals. All right, so small tasks equal a goal. Big tasks equal unattainable goals. Earn every minute of the week. Set up multitask. Concentrate. Okay. Do it like it's the last thing on earth. Build a routine of habit. So again, this is more about meditations, Marcus Aurelius, and philosophy. I highly recommend that you read it. If you set small tasks in your life, it is a lot easier to obtain them than setting these huge ass goals. So I want to be a knife maker like Kershaw or Buck. Monumental, right? Like, how do I compete with guys that have manufacturing companies in China and Japan, whatever. Monumental, okay? Let's set a goal. Let's say that I have 10 knives ready to sell at a moment's notice, okay? Better, okay? Then I have 20, then I have 30, okay? Task orient, small goals, small tasks to equal a goal that benefits you, okay? Doesn't have to be huge, small bites, okay? Build a routine of habit. You need a routine every day. Like I said, you get up early, you go PT, you take a shower, all that stuff is routine. If you set a routine, it is a lot easier to complete those goals and tasks to see where your life is falling short. If your life is falling short, set up a routine. This way you don't have to think about it. You just go to the books and you do whatever you need to do, okay? Again, time, this is a little bit more of that reflection. Act as if you are going to die tomorrow. Let that be your guide. So if I was going to die tomorrow and I knew it, Mr. Death is standing right there. What could I have done today to make myself a better person? Make somebody else happier? or be a better job, employee, whatever. Okay, be a better father, be a better husband, that kind of thing. So again, that has a lot to do with it, okay? Don't be afraid to fail. You will only learn from failure. I see this a lot in my job. Basically, people's egos are bigger than their being humble, okay? They will never be afraid to fail. So if you have to go in front of a room and you have to speak and you have to give a presentation and you totally freaking bomb it, right? It was terrible, people are questioning, they're on their cell phone or whatever, you failed. But people will fear that failure as opposed to correcting it. Well, I'm not getting in front of that room, you do it today. Why? Well, because I don't want to do that presentation, look stupid, you do a better job at it. I do, maybe I do a better job, maybe I keep them interested. You're only going to learn from failure. That's the only teacher, okay? If you do everything correct 100% of the time, you are not progressing in your life. You're not progressing in your job. You're not progressing at all. You have to fail first in order to take it to that next level, okay? The same millionaire will be buried in the ground as the groundskeeper. I love this one, all right? It doesn't matter how much money you make. The same guy that makes $1 billion a year is the same guy that makes $50,000 a year will be buried in the same ground. Okay, that's a way of being humbled. You're not all powerful, almighty. You know, it's all the same. It's how you treat people on the way up to how you treat people on the way down. We talked about season a day. Again, don't let people waste your time. We spoke about that. Think about what you say before you speak. Are you just saying fluff? Okay, so this is one of those things, right? So like I said, be a good listener, all right? Make sure that you're listening to people. Don't speak just to say words. If you're really having a conversation, and it doesn't have to be very, very deep, you know, we kid around as guys, you know, guys are hanging out, smoking cigars, making fun of each other. That's a totally different story. But if someone's speaking to you, listen to what they say first before you just using words just to fill up the conversation gap. That's bullshit. Nobody listens to that. Backup plan, another subject. Risk versus reward. I've seen a lot of entrepreneurs, myself included, that have, well, you got to put everything on the line. You got to go out there and you got to put everything on the line and have no backup plan, because then you just go back and then you'll just always have that fallback position. Okay. Now, if you have nothing to risk other than yourself, no big deal. Okay, you have nothing to risk. I know people that lived in their cars until their books were published. I get it. You have nothing to lose. But if you do have something to lose, let's say a family member, family, your house, that kind of thing, you don't go at it willy-nilly. You just don't go 100%. What you do is you go for that as much as you possibly can. But make sure if you're going to go for it, you have some money in the bank, because guess what? If your mortgage doesn't get paid, if there's no food on the table, if your family leaves you, it's nobody else's fault but yours. It's your fault. Even the military has a backup plan for a backup plan for a backup plan. Hey, we're going to go take that hill. If that doesn't happen, well, we're going to flank them. If we can't flank them, we'll just shoot rockets up there. Eventually, we'll take that hill. Okay? Have backup plans, all right? Again, who else are you risking? What's your plan A? What's your plan B? Plan on failure the first time. Any endeavor that you're going to take, whatever it is, either getting a better job, running a business, you're probably going to fail. All right, the first time out, just plan on failure. Don't plan to fail, but you know, very few people have success the first time because they either don't have enough information, they didn't do the research, they just, again, have that beautiful entrepreneur spirit and they're just running, but they don't know what they're running to. Okay, and then after a couple months it gets boring, and then, or they don't make any money, and then they're like, screw it, I'm out. All right. This is another big one. Education. All right, I myself have some college, but I am not a college graduate. I finished high school probably with like a 70, 80 average. I was not a genius by any means. But as I got older in life, I realized that it's very important to be very well read. It's important to learn the things that you need to be successful in life and in all your endeavors, okay? Be a forever student. Again, don't be afraid to fail. Listen, I shoot consistently. I'm a firearms instructor as well, so I teach people to shoot, but I still go to other classes because maybe there is something else that I'm missing. Maybe I'm not giving as much as my students need. So I will go to other people's classes to get that. Be a forever student, okay? Never say enough is enough. That's when it goes bad. Read 100 books, right? So if you haven't already, check out the list. I have 100 books, 100 blades. I think I have like 13, 14 books up there by now. Read. It's the simplest thing. General Mattis, former Secretary of State, United States Marine Corps General, 4-star General, all the way up to the top. He says America is basically a bunch of illiterates. You have the knowledge. If you are someone that's in a leadership position, especially in someone that's in the military, every war that's going to be fought has already been fought. If you're a functioning illiterate, it basically means that you have not read enough history to know how that war is going to play out. You're wasting your guys' lives. Makes sense, right? So why would I send somebody to do something that the war's already been fought, the strategies are already there, everything that we need is already on paper, all you have to do is pick up a book and read. Okay? Really simple, right? Seek out training, take what's good and dump the rest, okay? Take classes that are outside your wheelhouse, all right? You might be a little bit uncomfortable with some stuff, but maybe it's important. Your brain is a muscle. Your brain is a muscle, okay? So what you need to do is to exercise that muscle, all right? Exercise that muscle. Make sure that you are constantly getting that feedback in there, okay? Grieving process. All right. Like I said before, everybody will die at some point. You know it's coming. You know it, right? It's inevitable. Everybody's going to die. Have a plan for that, okay? I know that sounds kind of broad, but are you investing time in somebody that will never give it back? All right, you're gonna die too. Myself, we're all gonna die. All right. I have dealt with a lot of people in my life that have died early, too young, shouldn't have, etc. You know it's gonna happen. I don't want you to dote on it. I don't want you to be a martyr or just think about it. But people will die. You will go through the 5 stages of grief. It will be very, very difficult to do so, especially if we are in, like I said, an economic collapse. All right, how many people died during COVID? COVID was brutal, right? I don't believe in the government propaganda bullshit where they're just, oh, a mask this and a shot that and all that. I don't believe in that. But COVID does kill people, all right? So does the flu. So does a bus going 30 miles an hour down a one-way road. So does drunk drivers. So do doctors, all right? So do gangbangers, okay? So understand, that is coming for all of us, all right? There's no way out. It's going to happen. We just don't know when it's going to happen. Be prepared. If I die today, is my family financially set up? Is my family going to be able to eat? Will they have enough money in the bank to bury me the way I want to be buried, etc., etc., etc.? If, and God forbid, one of my loved ones die, am I prepared to deal with that as well? Okay, I don't want to be that morbid on it, but I think that if you keep in mind that every day could be your last, you will treat people differently. You will act differently. People will stop wasting your time because you won't let them waste your time. You will be a hardened person, someone that can deal with a lot of stress, okay? Another example is, you know what? I try to fast at least once a week. I go without food for 24 hours. It's very difficult to do because I like to eat. Harden yourself up. It's coming. There's no doubt about the fact that this government of ours is trying to constantly encroach on our rights. Whether you believe it or not, it's there. Okay? I'm not going into any political discussions, but I want you to understand that you need to be self-sustained. Be able to deal with death and misery, okay? Be able to take care of the people that you love, all right? So that's it, guys. I just wanted to talk about that. It's been on my mind for a long time, and I wanted to make sure I got it in writing and, of course, on video. If you like this video and you want to see more of these videos, write the comments down below. Make sure that you like, subscribe, get that little bell icon with the parentheses on the side. Go to treerootblades.com, help support this channel. Buy a knife from me, okay? Go to Patreon, become a Patreon member. I have all my social media links down below. I am going to post this every Sunday at 7 a.m. There will be a post Eastern Standard Time, so tune in for that. It'll be a premiere. I'll be on there if you want to chat with me, whatever. Remember to get up early, guys, and as always, please stay safe.